Communication play a vital role in our lives, in our day-to-day life, because we need to express our feelings, we need to share the problems, we need to exchange the ideas, views, thoughts that are coming into our mind. And for all this thing, we need to have communication with someone. There should be some people, there should be some person to whom we can communicate, or we can exchange the ideas, we can exchange the information, we can exchange the problems of our life. Okay, so for that the communication is required. If we are able to express our problems, if we are able to express our feelings to the other people, we can say that we are having the effective communication skills. So effective communication is applicable or is important everywhere, whether in your personal life, whether in your professional life. Always you need to have good communication, then only the people can understand you. Otherwise the people will not be going to understand your problems, consider your problems, right? Now communication, we can say, as per the definition, it is the exchange of ideas, or we can say it is the transmission of an idea or feeling so that the sender and receiver share the same understanding. Sender, who is giving the message, means if I want to communicate something to the person, I will be the sender and that other person will be the receiver. Okay, so it is the communication between the sender or receiver. The better way the sender is giving the message, in the better way the receiver is understanding that specific message or information. Okay, so it is the communication, it is the exchange of ideas, it is the exchange of thoughts and views between the sender and receiver, so that both the people, both the parties can share, can have the same understanding about that specific message. Okay, then communication is about sharing the information from one person to another person or a group of person. So communication may take place between people, or between two individual people, or we can say to a group. One person is expressing something to a group, or a group is expressing something to other group, or an individual is expressing something to an individual. Okay, so it depends upon what kind of communication we are taking place. Okay, or it is the transmission or interaction of facts, ideas, opinions, feelings or attitudes. Okay, it is not about the matter of transmission of the information or data or emotions or feelings. It is the communication about the facts and figures. For example, you have seen something and you are justifying your statements. For that purpose also, you need to prove, or you need to show the facts and figures whenever you are communicating anything, or whenever you are communicating or you are expressing any situation, any problem to the people. Okay, so always you need to show the facts and figures, whether orally, whether in written form. So this is the communication. Without communication, no problem can be sorted out. Okay, so for everything, for every situation, for handling the people problem, for handling the others perspectives, always we need to communicate the things, always we need to have good communication. Okay, now there are some features of communication. It involves at least two people. If you are talking to yourself only, this is, the people will think that this person has gone mad. Okay, so for the effective communication, at least two parties should be there. One is sender and one is receiver. Okay, so two people will be there for the effective communication. Message is must. Message means the content that you are delivering while communicating with the people. That is must. When there will be no content, there will be no meaning of communication. Okay, that communication will go waste. Then, or we can say, if you are delivering something but the other party is not getting anything, then also we can say the communication fails, right? Then third is, communication may be written, oral or gestural. So communication in the written form, also we can communicate the things, means whenever we are working in any organization, so the rules and regulations, norms and standards are always in written form. Okay, to communicate with the people working in the organization. Or we can say, if a manager or if a boss, if a leader is instructing something in the form of words, spoken words, so it is also a form of communication. Okay, or through gestural, means the way you are reflecting your body, the way you are carry yourself. Okay, so it is also showing what kind of communication you are doing with the other party. Okay, then communication is a two-way process, as I have told you in the first feature, that it is a two-way process. Okay, the communication with self is not considered as the effective communication. So always there should be two people. It is a two-way process. Sender is giving something, some information, some content, some knowledge, some data, or sharing some information, or the receiver is receiving that. Okay, so this is two-way process. Its primary purpose is to motivate the response. Yes, of course. Communication, if you are talking to the people and the people are not responding to you. For example, you are having some problem and you are sharing the problem with your friend, but that friend is not interested in listening your problem. He is doing his work. Okay, he is not bothered about your problem. Then what is the meaning of communication? There is no communication. So unless and until the other party is not going to understand what intentions you are having, what you are trying to say, we can say that there is no meaning of communication there. Okay, so the primary focus or primary purpose of the communication is to motivate the people to give the response. If the people are not responding your queries, if the people are not responding to your problems, if the people are not responding to your views, your ideas, then you will also feel not interested, or you will feel demotivated from the side of that person. Okay, it may be formal or informal. Yes, formal means if in the organization, if your boss or if the authority is giving you some instruction, okay, so that can be in the formal type of communication. Or we can say you are chatting your friend, or apart from your working hours, you are making fun, you are interacting with the people in the informal manner, so it is informal type of communication. Okay, so it may be formal or informal depending upon the situations, depending upon the nature of work, right? And then it flows up and down and also from side to side. Up and down means when the authority is giving you some instruction, so communication flows from up to down. Okay, means manager is giving some instructions, communicating some rules and regulations, norms and standards. Okay, and the subordinates are following that, or the people working in the organization or employees working in the organization are following those instructions. This is up and down. Then communication also goes from side to side. Side to side means the people working at the same position, at the same level. Okay, so one person is passing some information to the other person working on the same level. So this is communication goes from side to side. This is features of communication. Then it is an integral part of the process of exchange. Okay, means communication is a part of the process of exchange, because in communication what we are doing, we are exchanging the ideas, we are exchanging the views, we are exchanging the feelings with the people, with the other party. So we can say communication is an integral part of the process of exchange. Whenever there will be no exchange of ideas, there will be no. Now, why communication is important? As I told you earlier also, communication is very important in day-to-day life, in our personal life also. Because always we need someone with whom we can share the feelings, we can share whatever we are thinking. Sometimes it happens that we are in a bad situation, so for that situation we need someone strongly, so that we can share the problem or we can feel lighter. Okay, sometimes it happens when the people are not in the condition to express themselves, then they may take harsh decisions, or we can say they may commit suicide also. They can harm their life also, because there is no one who can understand their problems. So always there should be some people around you, so you can share your feelings, you can share your problems, you can share your views or ideas, your intentions, your intuitions with the people, so that the people can suggest like this is right, this is wrong. So do right things, do not do wrong things. Okay, there should be some people around you who can suggest you in a better way. So communication is a very important process. Okay, so effective communication helps to understand a person or situation in a better way. When we are able to communicate our problems, then other party will be more able to understand what we are going to say, or what are the intentions of our communication. So it helps to understand a person or situation in a better way. Through the process of communication, we can easily understand the problem of other person. Okay, or we can easily understand that what kind of person he or she is, or what kind of situation is coming into the life, and how we can overcome with that specific problem. Okay, then communication enable us to solve the differences, build trust and respect in the organization. Yes, of course, you have always seen the people who are not communicating much, who are not interacting much. They are they are not preferred by the people, or they are not liked by the people. The people who are very good in communication, they are very good in talking, they are very open with the people. Only these kind of people are liked or loved by others. Okay, so as much as you will communicate, as well as you will interact with the people, it helps to build the trust, it helps to maintain the bonding or relationship between the people of the organization. Okay, or in personal life also, as much as you will communicate your friends, as well as much as you will communicate with your family members, with your society, with your um, siblings, with your grandparents, with your we can say peers, colleagues. So accordingly you will develop the trust, you will develop a strong bond between the people. Okay, so it helps to solve the differences, minimize the differences, and building the trust. Then communication plays a very important role in making the things clear. Okay, sometimes it happens that any message or any information that we want to give to the people, that is misunderstood, or we can say that is having some type of errors. Okay, so if we are having a good communication skill, so we can easily understand that what kind of message the person is giving. Okay, or what a person is trying to say. Even he or she is using incorrect language or incorrect words, still we are able to understand that what kind of communication or what kind of message he or she wants to give, or what he or she is trying to say, what kind of feelings he or she is trying to express, right? Then effective communication helps us to connect well with the colleagues, teachers and parents. Okay, as I told you, that as much as we'll communicate, as much as we'll interact with the people, our interpersonal skills will be strong, our communication skills will be strong, and we will be more open to the people. And when we will be more open to the people, then the people will appreciate us, the people will listen us, the people will give the value to us. Okay, whether we are talking about family, whether we are talking about friends, colleagues, society, so everyone is going to give you the regard, everyone is going to give you the respect, everyone is going to give you the value. Okay, because you will be in the situation to communicate yourself, to interact with the people in a better and effective way. Okay, and communication plays a very important role in the decision making. Okay, for example, you are having some problem or you are in dilemma. Dilemma means the confusion, what to do, what not to do. Okay, so if you are in dilemma regarding any situation and you are not communicating that problem, you are not communicating that dilemma with anyone, so what you will do, you will take the decision that will be favorable for you. Okay, that decision may be wrong because maybe in the weaker emotions, in the bad situations, you have taken that decision, and that decision may harm your life, may harm your growth. Okay, so in that situations, what we required some people, we required the environment, okay, with whom we can share the feelings, whom we can express the problems, okay, and the solutions can be come, okay, to us. So it helps in the decision making process. Similarly, in the organizations, unless and until the manager will not communicate about the goals and objectives, about the targets, about the deadlines, then how the employees will be going to meet those expectations, meet those goals and objectives. Okay, so in this way we can say that communication helps in decision making. If we want to take a good decision, if we want to take an effective decision in personal life as well as for organization point of view, we always need to communicate the policies, we always need to interact regarding the policies, decisions, strategies, plannings and all. Okay, then communication is necessary when building relationship with the people and sharing ideas. When you want to be a good personality, when you want to be a healthy personality, when you want to have a good relationships, a healthy relationship with the people, whether in organization or whether surrounding you. Okay, so always there is a need to communicate, there is a need for communication. Okay, when you will communicate the things only, then you will be able to build the relationships, you will be more able to handle the relationships. Okay, sometimes it happens that when we are fighting with the friends or we are fighting in the family, so and we do not talk for so long, है ना? And when we will not talking for so long, so what happens, it builds the gap between the people, and when it builds the gap between the people, then we can say there is the hampering of the relationships. Okay, the people are going to lose the strong relationships by not communicating their problems, by not communicating their ideas, by not communicating their feelings to the people, right? Now, good communication encourages motivational skills. Yes, when you will be more able to communicate, or when you will be more expressive, when you will be interacting with the people in a better way, we can say you will be highly motivated because you will be getting the response with the people. The people will like you, the people will appreciate you, the people will feel good to make friendship with you. Okay, so it encourages the motivation level of the person. If we talk about the organization, if as an employee you are having good relation with your team or with your colleagues, okay, so the colleagues will obey your instruction, the colleagues will respect your opinion, respect your ideas, views. Okay, so automatically it will increase, it will boost your morale to work with that specific organization. Okay, because you will be liked or appreciated by the team members, you will be liked or appreciated by your we can say authority, your boss, your senior. Okay, then communication emphasizes socializing within or outside the organization structure. Okay, organization within the organization and outside the organization, communication always emphasizes on to be social in life, because we are a part of society, we cannot escape from society. Our friends, our family, our colleagues, our teachers, our siblings, our neighborhood, okay, everything comes under the society. So whenever we want to have a good relation with the society, with the surroundings, with the environment, always we need to communicate the things, always we need to share the things. Okay, so communication plays a vital role in being socializing within or outside the organization. Okay, it is important to execute the basic functions of management: planning, staffing, supervision, and management. Whenever you are planning something, you need to communicate with the people who are working under you, or we can say employees in the organization. Okay, whenever you are doing staffing function means to recruit the people. So for the recruitment of the people also, you need to have good communication, or you need to understand like what stuff you want in your organization. Okay, so for that purpose you will interact the people, you will take the interviews, you will take the group discussions, personal interviews, so that the skills can be extracted out with the from the individuals, like which person is best for your organization. Okay, so for that purpose also you need to communicate the things, or you want that people will communicate in a better way, so that they can be a part of your organization and can do good or can generate better results for your organization. Okay, then supervision. If you are supervising something, if you are having a team of some members, okay, so for that purpose also, or for that supervision also, you need to communicate the things, you need to communicate the instructions, you need to flow the information, data, or you need to exchange the data or knowledge or information to the people, so that people can very well understand about the roles and responsibilities of themselves, and people will be more able to understand the organization structure, organization culture, okay, in which they have to work. Okay, and the overall management also requires communication. Unless and until in the organization there will not be a proper communication of rules, regulations, strategies, policies, okay, we can say that the organization goals and objectives cannot be achieved properly. Okay, there should be a good communication, there should be a good flow of communication within the organization. What is going on in the organization, what are the policies, what are the HR policies, what are the marketing policies, what are the finance policies, what are the dispatch policies, what are the production policies, what are the sales and marketing policies. So all these policies should be very clear in the minds of the employees, so that they can work according to those norms, they can work according to those policies. So everywhere there is a greater importance of communication. Without communication we cannot survive even, okay, in our day-to-day life also, or in the professional life also, personal life also and professional life also. Always we have to, we need to communicate the things with the people. We always need people to share the problems. We always need people with whom we can exchange the ideas, okay, or we can talk. So now communication has three parts, or we can say the communication process has three steps: sender, message, and the recipient or receiver. Sender is a person who is communicating the thing, who is exchanging the idea, okay. The message, that idea that is given by the sender, that is sent by the sender, that is exchanged by the sender, okay. Then receiver, the person with whom we are communicating, or the person with whom we are exchanging that specific message or content or information, okay. So without these three steps, we can say communication cannot take place, okay. So sender, receiver, as I have told you earlier also, there should be at least two people, and there should be at least one message, one content, what we want to communicate, what we want to share. So sender, message, and receiver. This is the structure of communication process, okay. The sender, message, and receiver. Sender, in his or her own language, or we can say in his or her style or way, he is encoding that specific message and giving to the receiver. And receiver, what is the receiver doing? Receiver is interpreting that message. Means, for example, I have shared some information to some person. So in my style, in my way, in my opinion, okay, or by using the words, by using the methods of communication, I will transfer that specific message to the receiver. And receiver, what will receiver do? Receiver will decode that message, means interpret the message in his or her own style, okay, and extract the meaning of that communication, means what I am trying to say with that person, okay. So this is, in this way the communication process goes on, okay. And whenever there is a noise, or we can say barriers, so we can say sometimes the message is not clear due to the noise, due to the barriers of communication, okay. And the continuous feedback is going on, okay. Is the receiver getting the exact message that the sender wants to give or not? Sometimes it happens due to the barriers, due to the noise, due to the environmental issues, the message is not received by the receiver properly, or the incorrect message, or the some misunderstanding can be created in the message, or in the content, or in the information. So this is due to the noise, or due to the unwanted elements or unwanted issues that come in the communication process, okay. So feedback is very important, whether whatever I have delivered to you, okay, you have got the knowledge of that or not, or have you understood something else? Have you understood the exact what I am trying to say, or you have understood something else? This is the communication process. A good communication or an effective communication takes place only when the sender and receiver both are getting the same message, both are having the same understanding about that specific message that is delivered by the sender to the receiver, okay. Then there are different methods of communication. First is verbal communication. So as we are saying, verbal communication means it is when we use the words, means it is through the spoken words that we are using to communicate with the people, okay. If we are sharing the views, sharing the ideas, so by the help of words that we are using to communicate, this is the form of verbal communication. Or we can say it is the face-to-face interaction with the people or group of people. We can say the face-to-face interaction, face-to-face communication is the most preferred method of communication, okay. So we can say that verbal communication can take place face-to-face, or through video call, through telephone calls, okay. So in this manner we can say verbal communication happens, okay. It is not always realistic in nature because of time constraint and because of the distance. Maybe sometime it happens that we are communicating with a person, or we are communicating with a friend, or we can say we are taking the interviews on the video call or on the telephones, but due to the network issues, due to the time constraint, sometimes this communication fails to take place, or the sender is not competent to receive the to give the message to the receiver, okay, or due to network issues, due to environmental issues, due to time constraint, due to the distance, okay, we can say the people cannot communicate properly, or the receiver cannot understood, okay, the message given by the sender. So this is verbal communication. It can be informal. For example, you are chatting with your friend, so this is a kind of informal communication. Or it can be a formal, means any authority, any superior or any senior person giving you the instructions, giving you the information, okay, giving you the rules and regulations, norms and standards, so that you can follow those standards in your work or in completing your targets. So this can be the example of formal communication, okay. So verbal communication can be formal or informal, but generally verbal communication is considered in the informal communication, okay, because and there is no proof of that statement. If any senior, if your authority, if the owners of a company are saying something or are making some policy, so always it should be in writing. Whenever they are communicating the policy only in the oral form, so there can be no proof that they have made or they have framed these policies. Okay, so there should always be proof of data or information, so that whenever the need comes, we can justify our statements, we can show that data. Okay. Now, non-verbal communication. As the name is saying, non-verbal. Whenever we are not using the words, but through the body language, through the gestures, postures, okay, facial expressions, we are communicating with the people. If we are, suppose, if we are in the anger, so our facial expressions are telling a person that we are in anger. If we are very happy, so through our facial expressions we reflect that we are very happy. Okay. If we are sad, so our face tell the people that we are in a sorrow, we are in a deep sad mood. Okay, so through these facial expressions, through the body posture, gestures, the way we are sitting, the way we carry ourselves, okay, all these things are communicating that what kind of personality we are or what we are trying to say. Okay, if we are in the anger and we are not using the words, but due to the face expressions we can show that I am in anger, okay, or I am in the happy mood, or I am in the cheerful mood. So I can show with my facial expressions what kind of emotion or what kind of communication I want to do with you or with the people. Okay. Similarly, through body language or through gestures, okay, you can say, if I am sitting this like this, if I am sitting by crossing my hands, so it is the sign that I am not expressive or I do not want to open myself to the people. Okay. Similarly, if I am sitting crossing legs, with crossing legs, so it shows that I am in the defensive manner, defensive mood. Okay, so these kind of body gestures, these kind of body languages show a people like what kind of communication we want to have with the people.